Imagine this. It is late at night. The only light in the room is the pale, cold moonlight spilling across the wooden floor. You are sitting on the edge of your bed, breathing heavily. You just raised your voice at your cat for knocking over a glass. The sound of shattering glass is still echoing in your mind. The air is thick with tension. Your heart is racing. And over in the corner, partially hidden by the deep shadows, sits your cat. Most people truly believe that cats do not care. They think cats are cold, calculating predators who never feel guilt. But you are about to be shocked when you learn the truth. The reality is your cat does apologize. They just do it in a language so silent, so profoundly subtle, that humans completely miss it. And the biggest mistake owners make is punishing them for these exact attempts at peace. If you ignore these signs, you are crushing their spirit. Let us translate their secret language right now. Signal number 1, the slow blink of surrender. Have you ever caught your cat staring intensely at you right after a tense moment, and then, very deliberately, they slowly close their eyes? Most people know that a slow blink means trust. But what almost nobody talks about is the intense psychological warfare happening inside your cat's brain in those exact seconds before the blink. When your cat senses tension in the room, when they hear the sharp change in your tone of voice, or see your rigid body language, their amygdala fires off a massive stress response. Their survival instinct screams at them to flee into the dark or freeze in place. But instead of running away, they choose to stay. They look directly at you, the towering predator in the room, and they deliberately shut their eyes. Think about what that actually means in the wild. A tiny predator is choosing to go completely blind in front of a massive, angry threat. That is not a casual gesture. That is a calculated, terrifying, emotional risk. A groundbreaking study from the University of Sussex in the year 2020 confirmed that cats use this slow blinking intentionally as a crucial social signal. But the most chilling part of the study revealed that cats who receive a slow blink back show measurably lower cortisol levels. Cortisol is the stress hormone. This means your response literally changes their internal body chemistry. When you blink back, their panic drops. When you ignore it or stay frustrated and glaring, their brain registers it as a completely failed attempt at survival repair. And here is the part that should hit you right in the chest. If your cat keeps offering these vulnerable, slow blinks after a conflict and never gets a single one back over time, they simply stop trying. They do not escalate the fight. They just go completely quiet. And that silence is not peace. That is a broken cat who has completely given up on apologizing to you. And later in this video, I will get to one apology signal that looks almost human, and it is the one most owners accidentally punish their cat for. Stay with me on that one. Signal number 2, the sudden forehead press. You are sitting on the couch. The room is quiet, but the air still feels heavy from your earlier frustration. The television is murmuring in the background. Out of nowhere, your cat walks up through the dim light, climbs onto your lap, and forcefully presses their head right into your face or your hand. Most people just laugh this off. They assume their cat just randomly wants attention. But what if that sudden headbutt is actually your cat desperately trying to fix what just broke between you two? Cats have invisible scent glands concentrated heavily around their forehead, cheeks, and chin. When they press their head against your skin, they are actively depositing their personal pheromones onto you. This behavior is called bunting. In a normal, calm, everyday moment, yes, it is pure affection. But when this exact movement happens right after a conflict, the meaning shifts completely. You see, when tension fills a room, your cat can literally smell the shift in your sweat. Your stress hormones completely change your natural scent. And to an animal that relies on scent, exactly the way we rely on facial expressions that change in your smell feels like the entire bond is breaking apart. So what do? They walk up and remark you. They are not just being sweet. They are frantically overwriting the tense, angry smell with their own familiar, comforting scent. They are trying to restore the chemical signature that tells their frantic brain, this person is still mine and I am still theirs. What makes this even more powerful is that while cats can bunt casually, even with strangers, the timing here is what matters. When your cat headbutts you specifically after tension, after you have scolded them or raised your voice, that is not random affection. That is deeply intentional. They are telling you in the most primal way their genetics allow that they absolutely refuse to let the bond between you dissolve. And hey, if your cat has ever done something like this, and you are only now realizing what it meant, make sure to subscribe for your daily dose of Meow Logic. Let us make sure more cat owners stop missing these moments. Signal number 3. Dropping their favorite toy at your feet. Imagine sitting at your desk, still harboring a bit of annoyance toward your pet. The house is completely silent, save for the ticking of the wall clock. Suddenly you hear a soft thud near your slippers. You look down, and there it is. A small battered toy sitting right at your feet. Most owners will just sigh, toss the toy aside, or assume their cat wants to play a game. But what if your cat just handed you the absolute most valuable thing they own in this world, and you just blindly threw it away? Cats are not like dogs. They do not fetch just to please you or entertain you. When a feline brings you a physical object, there is always a complex reason. And while hunting instincts play a major role in some situations, animal behaviorists have observed something truly fascinating. When a cat drops an object near their owner, immediately after a period of emotional tension, the behavior perfectly mirrors what scientists call a reconciliation offering in animal social dynamics. They are not asking you to play with them. They are offering something of immense personal value to restore the damaged relationship. Think about it from their tiny perspective. Your cat has one favorite toy. The one they carry around in their mouth, the one they fiercely guard, the one they sleep next to every single night for comfort. And in the middle of a terrifying emotional disconnect between you two, they pick it up, walk over and place it directly at your feet. That is not random. That is a massive sacrifice. They are giving you the one thing that brings them peace because they are desperately hoping it brings you peace too. So the next time you find a random toy next to you after a rough moment, do not ignore it. Pick it up. Acknowledge your cat. Because that awkward little gesture might be the bravest apology they have ever made. Signal number 4. The anxious grooming. Imagine sitting quietly after an argument. Your hands are resting stiffly on your knees. Suddenly a rough, warm tongue starts licking your fingers. Have you ever noticed your cat frantically grooming you right after a highly tense moment? Most people just pull their hand away, thinking it is just a quirky habit. But there is a massive biological reason this behavior shows up specifically after a conflict. In feral cat colonies, mutual grooming, which scientists call allogrooming, is one of the absolute most important survival behaviors. But here is the secret almost nobody knows. Cats do not just groom every single cat in their group. Studies on wild colonies have proven that grooming is intensely selective. Cats only do it with individuals they share a powerful social bond with. It is absolutely not about hygiene. It is a critical biological tool for maintaining relationships and reducing dangerous tension within the wild group. And here is a physiological detail that makes it even deeper. When cats groom each other to resolve tension, researchers have observed that it actually physically lowers the heart rate in both animals involved. This means, when your cat licks your hand after a conflict, their own tiny body is desperately trying to calm down through the physical act of repairing the broken bond with you. It is not just emotional. It is deeply physiological. Apologizing to you is literally how they regulate their own panic. Signal number 5. The ultimate physical surrender. Have you ever yelled at your cat and watched them immediately drop to the floor, flop over, and expose their soft stomach to you? Most owners look at this and get incredibly annoyed. They think their cat is just being playful, or even worse, that they completely do not care about what just happened. But that exposed belly might be the absolute most misunderstood apology in the entire animal kingdom. A feline belly houses their most vital, unprotected organs. In the brutal wild, no cat would ever willingly expose that vulnerable area unless they felt completely safe, or unless they were deliberately making themselves completely helpless to de-escalate a massive threat. When your cat rolls over right after a moment of tension, that is exactly what they are doing. They are absolutely not playing a game. They are surrendering their life to you. It is the feline equivalent of putting both hands straight up in the air and begging, "I am not a threat, please do not be angry with me." This is where it gets incredibly tragic. Most owners see the belly and instinctively reach down to aggressively rub it. And what happens next? The cat violently swipes, scratches, or bites. Now the owner furiously thinks the cat was being manipulative. But the heartbreaking truth is the cat was never asking to be touched. They were begging to be forgiven. Rubbing their belly in that intense moment completely violates the deep vulnerability they just bravely offered you. To their primitive brain, it feels like a total betrayal of the trust they were desperately trying to rebuild. What should you do instead? Simply stay completely calm, lower the volume of your voice, and maybe offer a slow blink back. Let your cat know you safely received their message of peace. Signal number 6. The silent shadow. Have you ever noticed that after something incredibly tense happens, your cat just starts mysteriously appearing wherever you go? They do not meow. They do not rub against your legs. They do not ask for food. They just quietly sit in the very same room, watching you intensely from a safe distance. Most people do not even register this is happening. But this is the exact apology signal I warned you about earlier. The one that looks almost completely human, and it is the one almost every single owner completely ignores. Cats are fiercely solitary predators by nature. When they want space or feel threatened, they disappear into the shadows. They have absolutely zero problem walking away from any dangerous situation. So when a cat chooses to do the exact opposite, when they silently follow you from the cold kitchen to the dark bedroom without making a single sound, that is not clingy behavior. That is a deliberate, agonizing decision to stay close to you during intense emotional discomfort. Behavioral researchers describe this complex phenomenon as proximity maintenance. It is a deep psychological strategy, also seen in deeply bonded primates right after a violent conflict. Instead of crying out or making risky physical contact, the animal simply reduces the physical distance and patiently waits. They are silently screaming, "I'm not going to force this, but I am not leaving you either. I will wait right here in the shadows until things feel safe and right again." If you truly think about it, we do the exact same thing after a bitter fight with someone we deeply love. Sometimes we do not say a single word. We just sit in the exact same room. We exist nearby. No empty words, no grand gestures, just pure presence. Your tiny predator is doing the exact same thing. And the incredible fact that an animal who could easily run away and be perfectly fine totally alone is choosing to stay near you in absolute silence should tell you everything about what you truly mean to them. They love you more than their own survival instincts. Do not let their quiet apologies go unnoticed ever again. Thank you for watching your daily dose of Meow Logic.